Come here. Welcome to the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, live every Sunday on Leicester Fan TV. Come on, you Foxes. Good morning, Foxes fans. How the devil are you today? How's your Christmas been so far? It was pretty good until last night. Was the positives? Was the negatives? We shall see. Welcome, but it's been a great Christmas. So welcome to the original, not Sunday morning, but special post-boxing match morning, the morning after the night before show. Well, you know what day it is. It's not quite Sunday, but it's 10 a.m. So it's time for the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, run by us fans in here, but you fans out there. And you know what? Your opinion really matters. So get them comments in now. Let's get going. It's kick-off time. Come on, you Foxes.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Foxes Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.
Morning, how the devil? I got my words mixed up then. It's Friday, it's not Sunday. I was getting a bit confused on what day it is. But yes, this is a special show, a special Foxes Aftermath Show, the morning after the night before, we called it. What was everyone feeling on last night? I think it was better than expected. We looked dangerous in the first half going forward. Shame we just couldn't keep that 1-0 lead until half time. It would have been great, but I think you could see it coming. I thought Jacob was the highlight. Mavadivi showing what he can do when he takes on the fullback. Just needs to make up his mind a little bit quicker in certain situations when he's in the centre of the park, which would have been absolutely fantastic. There was a couple of times where he had the ball and he could have done better. His decision-making could have been a lot better. Odaka, as I've just talked about, Craig did better than I first thought. Thought it was going to be a cricket score. Yes, Craig, I did think it was going to be a cricket score myself. I was a bit worried. Conceded goals at very poor time. Yes, just before first half, end of the first half, and just after the second half can be sometimes the worst time, because the first half, the manager's trying to make out what he's going to say, and then they score. And then right after the second half, blows that team talk out as well. But there is one thing I'd just like to know, why we went a little bit more defensive in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Was it Liverpool pushing forward? We just seemed to be more defensive than ever. There was a few where just before the goal, they tried to play tippy-tappy football just in front of the goal, and Jacob, it went out for a corner because I'm not sure whether he didn't look at the ball or he just miscontrolled it, or he was a bit aware of the Liverpool players there. But we started playing a bit too defensive. A repeat of that performance at home on Sunday will get something positive. Yes, Matthew, I think we will. You've actually decided to buy tickets. You must have had a mental block when you decided to buy tickets for that. I bet you thought, oh, here we go. Like a practice match, attackers-based defence. We went 80 minutes without a shot. Yes, again, that's the worrying thing, Tony. Yes. Morning, Andy. How are you? Andy Medhurst, Dakar of old was back. Yes, but it was his first start. You've got to give him that. It was his first start. He's only had a few minutes. He's been out injured. He's not my choice as a main striker because his confidence is so low. But that's all we've got. We haven't got anybody else, so have we? That's the problem. We haven't got anybody else. Edouard doesn't seem like he wants to be playing, or he won't be here much longer. Need new signings. Defo need a forward. Yes, we'll talk about the transfer window in a minute when Reedy comes on. Downside to this is we're in the bottom three now. Yes. And on that positive note, we'll bring Reedy in. Reedy, how are you, pal?
Absolutely knackered. Glad to be back home, ready for a big game on Sunday.
Oh, the youth of today, not being able to take it. Andy, it's more 101 shots in 5 games, but it is still comical. It is 20-odd shots per 20.25 or 20.2 shots per game. Really, what do you think? we had a good performance, but we were in the bottom three, and we didn't get out of the bottom three. But we didn't expect anything from Liverpool. Like people saying, everyone thought it was going to be a cricket score. What's your feeling on it now? You've had a few hours kip on it, and I mean a few hours.
Well, first of all, I don't get the Daka slander again, if I'm totally honest. The only two chances he had, the first one was too far away from him. The pass wasn't great, and the second of all, like, don't get me wrong, it was a bad touch. He miskicked the ball, but again, he had two chances, and if it was Vardy, you'd let him off if he missed it. So for me, I'm not gonna slate Daka too much on that.
Well, the thing is, though, about Daka, he's not getting. Normally, we start with the defence, but we're actually starting with the forwards this time. This is unusual. He's not. There's no creativity in that middle of the park. We're giving him the chances. There's no service. Now, a striker like him needs service, and we're not getting it. As much as El Khanous did well, and when Bowenauti came on, I thought he didn't do a lot when he came on. To be honest, I can see probably why he's not been playing. They still didn't create any any chances. There was no creativity. There was no service made.
I think against Anfield, against Liverpool, you have to take your chances when you do it, and that's where I do see the annoyance on what Daka did. But again, I don't think we played awfully. The first half was very good in my opinion. How we stuck in there, and we should have gone into the half time with 1-0, but unfortunately a good goal cost us that. But
what I don't get about the Daka chance though is people are saying, "Oh, Vardy would have slammed that home." I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have slammed that home.
I do not have, like, as much as we know how good Vardy is, there's every chance he's going to miss that. But because it was Daka, he'd be like, "Well, Vardy would have put that away easily" and stuff like that. But no, I'm not going to have that again. While Vardy's injured, Daka's our only kind of strike at the moment. So you gotta bite the bullet with it and just hope for the best. I don't think he had an awful game. He ran the shot. He ran the whole pitch. He pressed them well. I don't think he did much wrong other than that one chance in second half. But I think overall in the game, like I said, first half was good. We got stuck in. We didn't deserve to. I don't think we deserved in the end to go 1-1 into half time. I know they pummeled the goal, but all they did was cross it, and they didn't do anything with it. So for me, it was a good first half. We kind of let them have it in the second half, but the quality showed really, because like I say, the Salah goal was just ridiculous, and it looked easy for him, but overall it wasn't the worst game.
We'll come on to the goals later on, but both the goals were typical goals that you'd expect them two to score. One cutting on his right foot, put it in the far corner. One cutting on his left foot and put it in the other corner. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it wasn't great the way we conceded, but I think if we went into the half time with 1-0 up, there was so much more hope that we could have got a better result than we did, because the moment we conceded at half time, the heads dropped and we looked like we gave it them in the second half, to be honest. But I think that the difference was, and you've already mentioned it, the quality of the chances and the creativity wasn't there. I'm not going to hate on AU, but he should have come off by the 60th minute. He looked absolutely knackered. I don't think he should have started, in my opinion, but fair play to his goal. You can't be annoyed with that. But yeah, I think he's more of an impact sub, to be honest. And how he lasted the 90 minutes is beyond me.
I thought AU was unlucky still to be on. He had that yellow card. Sorry, not unlucky still to be on. Unlucky not to be hooked off, like you say, on the hour mark, mainly because he had a yellow card and he was put in a couple of rash challenges that could have made it gone out. And I was surprised he didn't bring on take AU off and bring Bowenauti on for AU, which I thought would have been a better all-round. But like I keep saying, when Bowenauti came on, he didn't do a lot for me. He didn't do a lot. Since that West Ham game that I saw when I came back for it, he didn't do an awful lot for me since then. Since that West Ham game, I can see why.
I called it on the bus on the way to Liverpool that, if I'm totally honest, and this sounds probably quite big to say, but since Buonanotte's been out and El Khanous has been in, I think El Khanous is showing he's just as quality as him at areas. Don't get me wrong. Yes, Buonanotte's got more goals, and yes, he's probably a better quality player. but the creativity wise and how he moves the ball, El Canusi's got it. And I think El Canusi is really showing his quality now, because I think he was, for me, man of the match yesterday. How
Yeah,
he
I
was
was
playing
going
with
to
the
talk about
ball,
this bit
running
earlier.
around.
I was going to talk about this bit a bit later. We'll get it in now because from Locks probably going to go down unless we spend big in January. Do you think that is right that we've got to spend big to stay up, or have we got the squad to stay up? Because a lot of people were thinking, oh, we'll finish mid-table. We'll finish most people saying 17th, but some people say we've got the squad to finish mid-table. Have we now got the squad to finish 17th? Just now 17th, because facts don't lie. I'm a bit unsure. I'm still thinking 17th. I've always said 17th. Since Ruud van Nistelrooy has come in, as much as I was excited by it, I was very nervous and worried, whatever you want to call it. We've played 5. This is since Nistelrooy's took over. Played 5, won 1, drew 1, lost 3, goals for 6, goals against 13. That's conceded an average of 2.6 a game. That defence is what we need to be sorted. As much as Van Nistelrooy has got the attacking option, not attacking options, the attacking flair, hopefully the new lad, Brian Murphy? Yeah, the Irish lad, Brian Murphy. I hope he comes in and he's more of the defensive side of the setup. Because conceding nearly 3 goals a game is too much. We can't keep going on conceding. We need to get that defence sorted.
When I got asked on the bus yesterday, position we're in, are we staying up? And I said yes. I think we've got the quality in the team. A lot of people won't agree with me. I get that. But I think, and as well, people are saying, oh, we were 15th or 16th with Cooper in charge, and now we're in the bottom 3. For me, I am not putting that down to Ruud at all. I'm not. I said the moment we sacked Cooper, it was going to be a harder challenge to not be in that bottom 3 than it was with Cooper with the games we've got coming up. We got Villa, we got Liverpool, we got Man City. We were never going to, well, not never going to, but there was every chance we were going to lose these games. You never thought we were going to get a draw against Brighton, in my opinion. We definitely wouldn't have won against West Ham with Cooper. So, in my opinion, anyway.
We've now conceded.
Oh no, I get that.
Over 3 games, we're now 13-1.
No, I get that.
Like conceding that many goals under Cooper.
The fact is, it's more down to individual errors than how we're playing. For me, every goal against Wolves was a very individual error. We go to Liverpool, 2 individual errors in the second and third goal, because they can't let players beat the man. Like, I'm not saying it's down to. I'm not saying Ruud's making it worse for us. We just need to sort this defence out. Take JJ out. Put someone else in.
Let's go on to the goals. We'll talk about the goals. Akifith, nowhere near enough quality in the squad. It was individual errors under Cooper. Yes. Keeper was a much. We'll come on to the keeper in a minute, Wayne. Remind me that there's a lot to talk about in a short period of time, because Reedy keeps waffling on about stuff. The first goal, when it started, it was like a through ball to Mavadivi down the left-hand side. Then he put the crossover. When he had the ball, what were you thinking when he had the ball there, Reedy? Were you thinking, go on, take the man on, drive forward, or did you think he was just going to do his normal and turn back and pass?
When he went down the wing, I didn't think he could beat the man because he had 2 people on him, but he somehow got that ball in, and because of how the ball went in to cross it, it wasn't like it didn't look like a great cross, but because he just missed their defender, he went straight to AU, and he did well with his turn. And I'm not gonna put any horrible stuff on him, because he did well. Obviously, the deflection from Van Dijk put it into the net, but yeah.
But it's not the same scoring in normal time before the 90th minute, isn't it? Instead of after the 90th minute. I mean, that must have been shot. I mean, what was it like in the crowd then? Were you celebrating quite hard, or were you thinking, oh, we've scored a bit earlier? Because is there a right time to score? Is there an early time to score? My first thought was, oh God, we've scored. I jumped up and I thought, oh, that's a bit early to score against Liverpool. We've still got another 80 odd minutes.
We've seemed to score against Liverpool at Anfield quite early a few times, and it's not worked out for us. So we nearly got to half time, and I thought, you know what? I'll take 1-0 at half time, and even if we lose 2-1, I'd be happy with how we played in that first half. But yeah, it just wasn't. I don't know. We were very happy, and I didn't see the ball go in the net because there was so many people in front of me. All I saw was the net bulge, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm celebrating."
Was it so
But
many people in front of you with the phones recording it? I
probably,
absolutely hate. You go to a
probably.
football, watch it live, not on a bloody phone.
Aggie,
Aggie says,
That was wrong, mate. I was in the first half. It was brilliant.
now I've heard a lot of people moaning and groaning about the atmosphere in the away end was not up to its normal standard. I can't say because I haven't been to an away game for donkeys yet, so I don't know what the atmosphere is like. But I'm only going on what it says on Twitter, so Twitter must be true. The atmosphere was a bit pants last night. There wasn't a lot going on.
The first half I thought was good. Second half was boring because we basically didn't even give it a go. So
Right. Yeah. Like I say, I don't know because I haven't been in a away end for ages because I can't get tickets. Although some people that I know don't even go to home games seem to get away tickets, which fair enough. For the fans want to give tickets away, that's fair enough. But on their first goal, could you see it coming? Because it was an attack after attack after attack. And then when it goes down the left-hand side, you've got JJ defending. And sorry about the photos, it's fog. There's nothing I can do about the photos whatsoever. You can just make out there that Gapco's got the ball. He's JJ's a bit tight to him, isn't he? A bit too tight, I would have thought.
When I was watching the game, and the way Liverpool playing, I honestly called them boring because every single chance they had, they just wanted to flick it in the box from across, and nothing was coming from it. The one time they decided to have a bit of a punt from outside the box, it goes in, and that's the quality over quantity in a way that all they did was cross, didn't work out. The one time they thought, let's have a go. I don't care, mate. Yeah,
carry on.
the one time that they decided to have a bit of a punt outside the box goes in, and yeah, JJ needs to be doing better because again he got beat by his man.
Yeah. Now the thing that I can't stand, right? I'm just going to put myself on full screen. I don't know whether you'll be able to see this, right? When you're defending, when I was a kid, when you're defending, you defend upright with your body like that, bang in front of the defender, and so you can jockey, right? What is all this malarkey, the half turn and turning your back, you're making your body half as small. JJ did it, Winks did it, Christiansen did it for the third goal. What is the point in turning your back like that? You can't see anything. When I was a kid, I know it was a long time ago and I'm a bit of a dinosaur, something like that, you stay full on and you can jockey them and you can move them. Half turning is not a block in my mind, which I think is, I hate that defending. That half-turn block is absolutely awful. Reedy,
I don't think JJ did that in the first goal. He just got beaten by his man. He got past him.
Well, it's more general, maybe not so much Reedy, maybe not so much Reedy then, but maybe so much JJ. But you look at a lot of the goals, they half.
Oh no, I do agree that, yeah. But the first goal was more just beating the man. He just beat his man and put an absolute banger in their goal. So
Aggie on Reedy watch.
Hey, we were starting a chance and he didn't want to join in.
No, I can't believe that. Don't no. Aggie will be there. He's been going a lot longer than you. He probably knows more chance than you've had than you can write on the back of a stamp. But yeah, I just absolutely hate it. When I say it, it's one of my little icks in football. That half turning when the shot, full on block with your hands so you can jockey and you can move. It's just, my demonstration wasn't the best, but I think you can understand where I'm coming from with it. But it seems like Gakpo and Salah, you knew what was coming because Gakpo was always cutting in and having a pop. Salah, you know he's going to get on his left foot and have a pop. And it happened with the third goal as well. Reedy, you're upset here. Tony says, the Scouts is boring. What is Reedy smoking? We can only wish we play. Yes, I think.
Hey, the first half, honestly, the first half, all they did was get it to Trent, get it to Robertson, and just stick it in the box. Now, but honestly, I was just saying how boring they are doing that because it weren't working. The one time they decided to change it, they score. And that for me is just showing you that don't do the same thing every time, and you actually get something from it. And second half, they came out and basically completely didn't even cross the ball in the second half, really. So just shows you that the crossing the ball didn't work.
Zane's a Liverpool fan. He says, "Hi guys, as a Liverpool fan, I thought Leicester defended resolutely at times, but dropped too deep." Yes, in the second half, I think we did drop too deep. Gakpo was always looking to go on his right foot and keep him on the left, or keep him on his left. Kevin, hello Kevin. You're right. Eduardo's going, but hopefully Eduardo's going back to. Cooper had a fully fit squad. He didn't have a fully fit squad. I don't think
he had fitter than he's had fitter than what Rude has.
Winks was injured. Dak has been injured. He didn't have a fully fit squad. People forget these, even though hi Clipbo, how are you, pal? Are you good? Must get you on one day soon, Clipbo. Not one of our defenders was worth a start. Yeah,
do you know what?
That's a tough call. I understand that.
Vestergaard was honestly decent yesterday. He was good. I think he was good. I think he got his blocks and he did his passing very well.
He was the best out of a bad bunch.
Maybe so, but I still think.
Were you there in '81 when we beat him at Anfield? Were you there when Pat Byrne and Alan Young scored? Were you at that game? Were you there? Anyway, right. The third goal, which is not the third goal. The third goal of the game was Curtis Jones, and I thought he played quite well. I don't like him, but I thought he played quite well. This is the only picture I could find, a decent picture of him. It was Salah that set him up, wasn't it, Reedy? And he managed to get some space on that right-hand side, which was Chris Jansen, and then quite a decent ball back to Curtis Jones to score. I mean, when that was 2-1, just after half-time, you must have been thinking, oh, God, here we go. This is going to be a bit embarrassing now. Or did you think there was still a chance?
I thought at 1-0, there was every chance we could get a draw out of it because I think we were playing well. But the moment the second goal went in for them, it just shot us in the leg. It made us look like we didn't want to play. So I knew we weren't going to be battering, and I thought I was happy with. I was content with 3-1. It wasn't awful, but the quality showed through. Salah's goal was just ridiculous, which we'll get into a bit later. But like I say, every goal they scored, other than the second goal wasn't amazing, but good bit of play. We got beaten by quality. It wasn't the fact of we let them score. It wasn't down to massive errors. It was just more the quality showed, and you can't let certain players like Gakpo or Salah have the space to put them in.
Like you say, like Locks has said here again, a few people have said it. Winks, yes, he didn't play, but he has been injured. When he's been playing, people are saying, why is Winks playing? He doesn't look a Premiership standard. Ricardo, he played a couple of games in the League Cup and looked absolutely pants. And people were saying, oh, why is he playing for? So only since JJ's been, go on.
I would say that if we had the likes of Ricardo and Fatu in with Rude, I think we would play, but I think we would be using them in better ways because I think they suit his style better. If Ricardo was in that midfield instead of the likes of Winks or even Sumare, which I don't think deserves to be dropped, I think it would help him more, whereas Cooper's system wasn't anywhere near as impactful with Ricardo in the middle. So I don't know.
This clip by, yeah. I'm glad somebody else said this because I've had this feeling the last week about it. Is Mads being kept back for sale in January? Now, the same happened with Mahrez, the same happened with Drinkwater. And I'm glad somebody else said it. I'm glad I didn't have to say it. But I agree with that.
For Man City, is he?
I do think, yeah, he's not going to be available for Man City. I do agree with that clip, though. I really do. Then we get to Reedy's love dad, whatever you want to call him, about Daka and this chance. At 2-2, this would have made a huge difference to the game. Again, I'll have to apologise for the photos. I mean, when Mamadivi crosses it, Daka's in a decent position there, isn't it? A decent striker's position. And then it comes over, and I'm not sure whether it was just behind him or he overran the ball.
I think it might be just behind him. Again, when he tried to take the shot, it was kind of under his feet in a way. I'd say I'm not trying to back him up or anything like that. I'm not saying Vardy would have easily scored this either because I don't think he would have. The position he is, it would have been a hard angle to get that into the goal because you got to go far post from there. So
I
for
actually
me,
think
people,
he's overrun
people,
the ball.
yeah, people slate it. People slating him for missing it, but he only had 2 chances, and he couldn't get to one, and the second one was maybe a bit behind him in my opinion. So I honestly don't think Vardy would have easier put that in either. So
Would KDH fit? That's another story. But I do think I've got a sneaky feeling that Mads is going, and that's why he's not playing. They want to try and keep him as fit as possible and don't make it any worse to get some money in. But then the third goal as well, that was, I don't know, it's the same defending. It's down the right hand side. You know what Sahar's going to do. Mo Salah's going to do.
yeah.
And he gets the ball. You can see he's looking for it. Christensen should have been playing him down to his so he can cross it with his right foot. Even though he's pretty good with his right foot, he's not as good as his left foot is. And it shows here. There's that defending. Look, Christensen, half turn. If he'd stayed full on, that would have hit his leg and his knee and gone somewhere else. It's just one of them, my little icks that I don't like about the defending. But at 3-1, did you actually think game set and match, and that was it?
Oh, it was game set match at 2-1, mate. Because we didn't look like we wanted to even try in the second half once that goal went in. Like I take a lot of positives from the first half. I know the second half weren't great at all, but you can't be annoyed with the quality difference. Like that's the one game where you can say that goal that Salah scored. People were saying that was amazing, that was brilliant. For me, him doing that is a piece of cake. That's the difference in quality. All he had to do was just tap it around, and it just floated straight into the goal. I was on the angle where the ball went straight into the net. It's just his style of football and how he can play, how good he is.
His 100th home goal. 98 for Liverpool and 2 for Chelsea. And do you know Jordan Ayew's goal was his 50th in league football?
Yep.
As well. So he scored a few goals, not as many. I think it's like 1 in 4 for him, something like that. Not bad as Mo. But on to Man City though, pal. The last few minutes before we go, looks like Jacob cemented his place, hasn't he? Stolarkovic has got his place on that team sheet.
Mate, I know we lost 3-1, and the quality was the difference in why we lost. But isn't it nice to have a good goalkeeper in goal? Isn't it lovely to have a goalkeeper who can actually save some shots?
But we're saying that, but it's only been 1.5 games.
No, I get that. But I'm just saying that you've got so much more confidence when someone else is in goal than when Ward is in goal. I'm not saying that Ward was at fault. I'm not saying Ward was at fault for a lot of the goals we conceded against either Wolves or Newcastle. But
Newcastle and Wolves.
when you've got Solicic in goal and he makes saves that he did, hitting the post and then saving it off the post, like the difference in quality for me is so much better.
I'm not doing another dinosaur impression. People think it was more strictly audition than it was a dinosaur impression. But yeah, it was nice. As much as I don't like Danny Ward, I never made him out to be a scapegoat. I didn't rip him to shreds. His confidence is shot. Unlike some people that ripped him to shreds, his confidence is shot. And yes, I wanted Jacob in against the Wolves game. Whether he would have made much difference, because the defending in front of him was a bit pants again. Well, not a bit, a lot of pants.
But the keeper gives the confidence into the back line.
It did. I did seem to notice that. But we're saying the keeper's giving his confidence. That's still the third game on the trot that we conceded 3+ goals.
It's Liverpool. If you can, yeah, fair enough. You conceded 3 against Wolves, but Liverpool, that's different kettle of fish to what you call it, Wolves. So I'm not taking anything from this game. Again, I know we needed to beat Wolves, and I know we're in the bottom 3 now, and I know now we've lost to Liverpool. Liverpool isn't going to define our season, and like I said near the start of the show, we now are not in a worse position. I know we are on the table wise, but because of who we've been playing, it's been a harder time under Rude than it has under Cooper. And that's why we have dropped down a few, because teams are now playing easier games and they're lifting back up.
So the thing is, though, I'll go back to figures, and figures do not lie. The league table does not lie. The first 2 games, we've got 4 points. The last 3 games, we've got 0 points. So we've got 4 points from the first 2. Now we've got 4 points from 5 games.
Well,
So
all I'll say is 4 points from 5 games. I'd take that if we got maybe a draw against Wolves.
100% I will clip both. 100% I'll take a draw against Man. I want to win, but 100% I'll take a draw.
Do you know what I mean by saying that though? I know if we got a draw against Wolves and we got 5 points out of the last 5, you'd say point a game's fine. Or keep those excuses going as long as you like. At what point are you going to relax on that? Hey, I know you're going to be like, oh, we're in the bottom 3 now. It's worse under Rude. No, you played Liverpool and Newcastle away. They're both very hard games. We had Ipswich and Southampton away. Yes, we beat Southampton. Ipswich had a red card and we got a draw just. We played Everton, drawn. Like these games, we have to be winning because then these harder games we don't have
Everton,
to win.
we lost.
Everton, we drew.
At home, we lost.
We drew 1-1. Mavadidi scored.
No, we lost 1-0.
No, we didn't. We drew 1-1. What I'm saying is the Ipswich game, the Everton game. These games you have to be winning, but now we lost them against Wolves. Now it's worse because it's under Rude. I'm not saying that if we beat Ipswich, if we beat Everton, we did not have to beat Wolves. We did not have to beat Liverpool. We didn't have to beat Newcastle. But because we didn't beat them games, we didn't win them games. Now because we lost these games, it looks hard. It looks bad. I'm not trying to say we shouldn't be in the bottom 3. What I'm saying is,
we did draw. I've just had to check that.
Because of how other teams now playing the easier games and we're playing the harder games, it always will fluctuate. Or because we were 15th before, it was a false position. We're going to be doing this all season. I'm not trying to back. I am trying to back us, but you got to see that we are playing harder games. We're playing Man City and Villa next. If we lose both of them, then that's not under Rude. That's more because we didn't get the points beforehand, in my opinion. And that's not me trying to sound on Cooper. I'm just saying we should have been beating Everton. We should have been beating Ipswich, but no, we didn't. So now we're having to face it, in my opinion. What's the excuse for Wolves? We should, for me, why? Yeah, we didn't beat Wolves, but that was because of all individual errors, in my opinion. Yes, didn't play great, or we didn't play good at all, but didn't help that we basically gave them 3 goals. So, but people are gonna have people are gonna have Rude's back now. Not Rude's back. Everyone's gonna be on Rude's back now because we're not winning games, but we didn't win games before against Ipswich and Everton and other games like that. So it is called the Premier League, Wayne. It is.
It is. Premier League is Premier League is very different. Individual errors against Palace, yes. Since Tony says since Cooper's left, we've got 4 points from a possible 18.
Again, Newcastle, Liverpool. We got a point against Brighton. Like no one would expect.
I'm only going on what people are saying.
I get it, but people look at the table and think this is awful. No, we're playing harder teams now. Other than Wolves, but you got to look at it. We played Ipswich, we played Southampton, we played Everton. We played 5 of the bottom 6 in the first 10 games, and we didn't win majority of them. We only beat Southampton because of a red card, and they literally just messed it up. But
you look at the Brighton game. We were on a high. New manager bounce, right? Brighton were 3rd, I think. Yes, and we thought it was going to be a decent game, but they'd had a bit of a dodgy pick. I think they'd lost to Fulham the week before. I think it was Fulham. They'd lost anyway. I can't remember who it was to. Now they're in 10th. They were on a downward spiral. Look at Wolves. Wolves have got a new manager in. They've got 6 points. They beat us and beat Man U. A new manager bounce. That is a new manager bounce. And I'm not sure their game on Sunday, sorry. But I can only see Wolves getting better and better. At the minute, even though they've gone and beat Man U. Well, just remember that. We've played Man U twice. No matter who the manager was, I know it was Ruud van Nistelrooy, but he played us twice. He played one cup game and another Premiership game, all at home. We've only got 4 points from 18 when we're coming up to a time we needed to beat Wolves. We didn't play. We didn't turn up. It's that thing. It's all about mentality. And
Did you think we needed
I
to,
still think the mentality is not
we
quite
needed to
right
be
to the game.
we needed to be Everton. We needed to be Ipswich. We didn't do that, and now we're facing the hard point of it in the fact of now we didn't lose to Wolves. Now we lost to Wolves. It makes it even worse. I'm just saying that for me, it's not. When the next one we win a game, there you go. Then you're asking. It's going to be hard because we didn't get the points beforehand.
So we're 1 point less than what he got from the first day. That's only 1 point. Not a huge difference. But then Cooper went on to win the next 2 games.
Against
Bournemouth and Southampton, I think it was.
Well, it is what it is. It's
I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't checked them stats.
It
The
is
next
the
2
Premier
games,
League. It is the Premier League. It's going to be hard. People are going to look now saying it's worse now because we're in the bottom 3. But the table is always looking false at times. The first 10 games we were 15th. Everyone was happy. Like Cooper could have been bloody near right at the bottom, 19th, 20th. If not 19th, not 20th because there's a team at 5. But
I mean, before we play Man City, we could be 19th.
it could be.
I don't think it will be because Ipswich have got Arsenal tonight, haven't they? But we could still be 19th by the time we play. I just don't want that gap. A few weeks ago, we were like 6 points ahead of Ipswich, 5 or 6. I can't remember the exact figure, 5 or 6. Now, all of a sudden, we're only 1 point ahead of Ipswich, or 2 points ahead of. Where were we? 2 points ahead of Ipswich.
Well, just time will tell, isn't it? Again, you've got to hope to try and get a draw against Man City. You've got to hope to try and get something at Villa. Again, no game is easy. You played a lot of the easier teams before. We didn't get the points from them, and now we're facing it now, and that's why we're in the bottom 3, in my opinion. I'm just trying to say I've got more positivity than a lot of fans in this stream right now. But I feel like we haven't got the points beforehand to combat the fact that we've got harder games now. So,
but the thing is, though, Reedy, in the Premiership, we all have to play each other twice.
yes.
So we've all got hard games. Doesn't matter when we play them, we've all got hard games. Just because we've got a decent. Wolves had a hell of a run to start off with. Now they've got easier games.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where now they're going upwards and we're going back downwards. And then later on in the season, we could go back up and they could go back down. It's all swings and roundabouts. It's not
swings and roundabouts, ups and downs.
It's not all shit. It's the fan now because we're in the bottom 3. I'm just saying that we're playing harder games now. You can't expect us to win. There's every chance we can get a draw against Man City.
I'm not quite sure it's a great escape season just yet, Tim. It's a bit different from that season. It'd be nice. Anyway, we've got to wait and see what. Just on that point, I spoke to a lot of Fulham fans about Dick Reed, and they were sorry to see him go because he was one of their star men.
Hey, when we signed him, I was actually quite happy with it. But seeing him play the first couple of games, he was nowhere near the level.
No,
but
he wasn't.
Don't get me wrong, he's a good impact sub. When he comes on to like stay at a game, maybe so, like an AU. But for me, no, he's nowhere near a starter or a game changer in a way.
When he came, I thought, cracking player for Fulham. It just hasn't worked for him here, has it? Just hasn't worked. But anyway, Reedy, we'll let you go so you can go back to your pit and have a bit of a kit.
I'm chilling out today.
You're chilling out. We'll talk about Man City on Sunday. That's a half one kick. It's a different kickoff. It's on Sky, isn't it?
Let me have a look.
It's
it's
the game on half two kickoff. So 3:30 here then. Wow. So we've got a bit more time. So yes, I'll be here on Sunday with a proper aftermath show, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Reedy, we shall see you on Sunday. Yes, pal. Yeah, yes. 2:30 UK time. Cheers, Phil. Phil up with the start. That's not bad for Phil, is it? That was a bit quick for him. That was. All right, then, Reedy, we shall see you later, pal. See you on Sunday, mate. much appreciated everyone turning up for this special Sunday morning show, which should be on a Sunday morning, but it's not. It's on a Friday morning. Much appreciated once again for all of you lot turning up and getting out your pit on a holiday, whether you're on daddy daycare like some people, looking after the kids while the wife's at work. Much appreciated. Hopefully I've kept the kids entertained with my Strictly audition or dinosaur impression. So it's ciao, ciao, adios, goodbye, Todd's vein. Come on, you foxes. There goes the final whistle.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.